The Obliteration of Shanghai. I've got some mixed feelings about this game mode, exclusive to Battlefield 4, new to the franchise. I feel it works in some instances and sometimes it doesn't, so I'm just going to have a little chat about it in this video. Now, I was lucky enough to go to Eurogamer and actually play the new Obliteration mode. We got to play it on the map Zavod 311, and me and Matt the Musketeer did have some feelings about the game mode. So based on that conversation, you've probably got the idea that I didn't really enjoy Obliteration game mode. However, it's kind of been reversed for Siege of Shanghai, but my feelings still hold true for Zavod 311, and I'll go back to it. Obliteration works on some maps, and then doesn't work on others at all. For me, Obliteration feels like a bit of follow the leader. Whoever's got the bomb, if they're on your team, you're going to run after them and try and protect them. If they're on the enemy team, you're going to try and run after them and get the bomb back for your team. So it feels like a giant mishmash of large groups of people just running around the map. Now on Zavod 311 there was so much cover, even though it was so flat, there was so much foliage, so many trees, so many small little bumps that you could hide behind, that you could come round the corner and run into about 4 people with the bomb. On Siege of Shanghai that's not such a problem because there's a major focal point on the map that you can use to your advantage, and that's the skyscraper. The best way I've found of trying to get closer to one of the enemy bomb sites in Obliteration is to use that skyscraper. If you can collect the bomb down the base, get into one of the lifts like I did in the introduction to this video, parachute down, go towards one of their bomb sites and blow it up. It's the easiest way to get close to their bomb sites without them really knowing where you are. Because of course by looking at the mini-map you can't actually tell if they're on top of the building or if they're in the bottom of the building, so you can take them completely by surprise by parachuting off the top down towards one of the objectives. This wasn't the case with Zavod 311, where the map didn't have a lot of vantage points. Fair enough, there was the roof of the factory, but again, it's not a vantage point that you need to take hold of because it doesn't really serve any purpose in the game. In that map, I felt that the bomb was just randomly placed and you're running across a virtually flat map apart from a few bumps, running into the enemy team all the time. I think the major reason for this happening, and it's my one gripe with Obliteration mode, I do think it's quite a good game mode now, having played it on a map that I actually like playing on to an extent. One gripe that I do have, the whole time the bomb is actually on the map and hasn't blown something up and been reallocated, it shows up on the minimap. So if you actually have the bomb on your back, you're lit up like a beacon to the whole of the enemy team and the whole of the friendly team. So if all your teammates start shooting around you, all of these little Doritos start appearing on the minimap right next to the bomb. So the enemies know exactly where you are all of the time. For me personally, this kills the game mode a little bit, because when you pick up the bomb, well, you are the main target then, but it's like being the over-the-top the target that you have to be killed by the enemy team, because everybody just starts raining down hell on you, and unless you've got a game plan, you do not stand a chance. A simple solution to this would be some sort of static marker on the map, where it appears every 5 seconds and slowly fades away, then it reappears and slowly fades away as you move around the map. It gives you a little bit more privacy, a little bit more time to think of which way you're going to turn, because you're not always lit up on the minimap. Fair enough, you're still able to be seen quite easily because the bomb's relatively big anyway, but you still can actually have a little bit of time to yourself to think, right, I'm going to go this way or I'm going to go this way. And it gives your team as well a little bit of chance to try and strategize if you're coming up to enemies in front of you. One thing I do really like about the game mode that I think they brought across from Capture the Flag in Battlefield 3, you're able to actually take the bomb inside a vehicle, which means you can get a little bit more cover than if you're just running around on the ground. Your squad and teammates essentially become a taxi service for you, where they'll pick you up, take you across the map, put you in front of one of the bomb sites, where you can then blow it up and start scoring points for your team. Moving back to that skyscraper very quickly, it can of course be knocked down in the Obliteration game mode, so my first tactic doesn't always work. However, I found it's best to use that earlier on in the game, because of course they don't have time to knock it down. So if you can get the bomb before the enemy team start off, and you can blow up one of their objectives within inside the first 5 minutes, then you give yourself a good head start, and then you could possibly even bring the skyscraper down yourself to stop the enemy team using it. Overall, I think Obliteration is a very good game mode. It brings a little bit of aspect that I think it's like kind of like a tug of war, really, where the central point you can fight over and you've still got your own bases to protect. For me, it's still not as good as Rush, because Rush is one of my favourite game modes of all time, and it just makes Battlefield absolutely amazing. I know Conquest is very good on this map as well, but I can't wait to see what they're going to do with Rush on this thing. But that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, and comments are always appreciated as well. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. The bomb's stuck! I've never encountered this before. I've played about 30 games of Obliteration, and what was the design model for that? So they relocate it for you if it gets stuck. Oh, that's awesome. Time to go and get the bomb. Ah, shit, they've got it. Oh, fuck.